Namaskar. Lalit Modi is back in the news again. I was deliberately making a mistake there because this person is one of the most colorful characters that actually propelled IPL to its dizzy heights, and then he himself fell on the sword. We all know that he left India because of something, and I'm going to talk to you about that. There was one video that I had released on the app, 𝗣𝗽𝗲𝗄's app, where I had talked about the real reason for the spat between 𝗥𝗙𝗪 Tharoor and Rahul Gandhi, and I had mentioned in passing the role of Lalit Modi in that also. So let's take a quick look at what is the latest problem. Why is it that suddenly now more trouble is brewing for Lalit Modi? Well, 2008 to 2010, those 3 years, IPL was just taking off, and this man, being the chairman of IPL, had complete control over what happens where, and this is where the problems begin for him. As to what the BJP wants to do, I will come to that after we talk about the data here, and then I'll tell you what I think the BJP wants to do with Lalit Modi as an example case. Lalit Modi is the founder of Indian Premier League. Don't think that he's a very genius. He just took what Subhash Chandra had done in ICL and basically did copy and paste, and with a few tweaks here and there. But other than that, already the BCCI had come down heavily on the ICL, denying them permission to host matches in regular stadiums, and ICL was forced to put them in irregular stadium. That was causing problem for people to come watch these games, even though the league was pretty interesting. But and then ICL passed quickly once IPL took over, and they basically you know all the stories that they said that those Ranji players and cricket players, first class players playing in ICL will get one-time pardon if you come back, and many people came back, so ICL just got hollowed out. So that was the story there. But the credit for imagining ICL must go to Subhash Chandra. Also, some of you might say, wait a minute, this is the same thing like 𝗪𝗡𝗏. But then, yes, that is true, but still, to do something of this level, 6 teams, all being managed by the same Zee network, they had the channel, and they had a very good viewership for 1 year. I think second year they couldn't sustain it. They were beginning to countenance losses. So it was sort of like, okay, well, it's time to get going, because they wanted to cut the losses maybe. So Modi served as the IPL chief between 2008 to 2010, and then he was removed by the BCCI over allegations of financial misconduct. As a matter of fact, he fled India, and he has been residing in London ever since. Once in a while, he'll jump up and then he'll start talking about how he has been wrong, this, that. And, there was one extended period of time when he was giving interviews from London. The entire, TV network jumped on this, and they were covering it. And then suddenly the thing got shut off. And that was the end of Lalit Modi. 2013, that scam where they caught Sreesanth and other players fixing matches. It is believed that it might have been a leak. Whatever it is, Lalit Modi is somebody that you cannot bottle up. And he, once in a while, he'll come out and make his presence felt. Now, this is in 2025, and I think what he tried to do this year was he tried to renounce his Indian citizenship after taking Vanuatu citizenship. Vanuatu does not have an extradition treaty with India, so he thought that he'll be safe there. Unfortunately, India managed to put pressure on Vanuatu, or Vanuatu realized the error of their ways, so they cancelled his citizenship. I don't have a clue as to what citizen he is as of today, because he had already renounced Indian citizenship. So what is going on? I don't know. But if he is not a citizen of any country, that would be an interesting thing in itself. Let's go back to what happened here. What is the charge that the Enforcement Directorate is laying at his doorstep? ED is probing a suspicious financial transaction of 125 crores allegedly routed through multiple offshore entities. The transaction is part of a broader 425 crore facilitation fee paid by MSM Singapore to WSG Mauritius, raising concerns about kickbacks and violations of FEMA and PMLA. So what was this? In my opinion, this was the broadcast rights for showing IPL, And I think in those days, you had a lot of cheerleaders. They had this IPL parties. After the game concluded, they used to have these parties, and the people used to really, go overboard. Well, everything happened all at once. You should read some of the reports that used to come out from all these parties. Next one, please. So in 2008, BCCI awarded IPL broadcasting rights to World Sports Group in a deal worth $1,026 billion, about 4,700 crores. That time it was 47 rupees to a dollar. Now we are at 85. And WSG sub-licensed the rights to MSM, Sony's broadcasting arm. A new deal in 2009 between BCCI, World Sports Group, and MSM led to 425 crore facilitation fee, triggering the current investigation. So this looks like a kickback to me. Let's see what happened. Next one. So ED suspect that 125 crores was siphoned off, layered through shell companies in Mauritius, and then transferred to Singapore and Hong Kong. These shell entities allegedly obscured the origin and destination of illicit route. Guys, this was one of the first things that I had started covering, how shell corporations are created, how money comes in through Mauritius, and then it gets invested in stock markets, how participatory notes are abused, all that stuff, right? This was all going on. This is go-go days of Congress. Everything and anything was allowed as long as there was a cut for the UPA government, whoever the minister was. Next one, please. Now, ED initially sent letters rogatory to Mauritius in 2016, which helped trace corporate documents and banking details confirming fund movement. See, Mauritius is like an opaque wall. When funding arrives at Mauritius, it completely dies up. They won't give you anything unless you really pressure them. So journalists such as myself, we were never able to break the wall there. But since this is Indian government, and since Mauritius is on friendly terms with Indian government, they allowed the LR, and they showed the movement of money. Now, recent letters rogatory have been sent to Singapore and Hong Kong to acquire further information on the banking and corporate records. The ED aims to trace the final destination of the funds and identify the ultimate beneficiaries. Next one, please. ED's efforts are delayed due to lack of cooperation or incomplete responses from foreign jurisdictions. In 2010, BCCI filed an FIR in Chennai. ED followed up with a show cause notice in 2012 to BCCI officials and Modi. This is Lalit Modi. In March, India confirmed that Modi had taken Vanuatu citizen, this year, March 2025, and sought to surrender his Indian passport. Vanuatu's PM 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗪𝗏 ordered the cancellation of Modi's passport, a decision Modi is currently challenging legally. So he's up in limbo land. The ED seeks to prove whether Lalit Modi or his associates were direct beneficiaries of the suspect transactions. I think this is not just one thing. There were many other franchises done, and of course TV's rights were the biggest thing, but there are also other allegations on against Lalit Modi, that he allowed sweat equity ownership of Sunanda Pushkar and Shashi Tharoor, all that sordid saga that ended up in Sunanda Pushkar dying in January 2014. Now the Enforcement Directorate is building a case to establish if foreign companies were used to illegally park money outside India beyond the reach of domestic law enforcement. The probe depends heavily on data from Singapore financial hubs, especially Singapore and Hong Kong, to verify ownership structures and track fund flows. So we'll have to wait and see how much success they are going to get. So I think this is the last one. So that brings us to a close of today's talk. I don't know if there are any questions here. Let's see. Never be hopeful unless we break all diplomatic ties with. Okay. Raman Raghunathan says, never be hopeful unless we break all diplomatic ties with money looters, UK. These frauds will not be sent back, but our government will act. What will our government act? Yeah, we have to remain, we have to say, we have to wait and see. I thought as part of the free trade agreement, they had also mandated that UK would send back all the people that would be requested by India. So we have to wait and see what happens. Of course, the free trade agreement is dead because India showed UK that much of the product that you claim as yours are actually made in China. And this is the problem that EU also has if it tries to make an FTA with India. India has caught on this one. So the only place that the free trade agreement might actually work is with the United States. With Canada also, the free trade agreement has been cut off. So now, what are the political implications here? Why is the BJP wanting to bring Lalit Modi back? These are my observations. I could be right, I could be wrong. First of all, he could be brought back, made an approver to try and politically hang somebody else. You know who I'm talking about. This person is the leader of opposition. One more thing to, try and put him into hot water. Next, the other problem could be that political godmother of Lalit Modi was Vasundhara Raje, and right now she has been set or cast aside, whatever you want to think of. In Rajasthan, the BJP has Modi, Amit Shah duo have full control of the BJP party apparatus across India now. So that means that he doesn't have that clout that he used to have, so he could stay out of India. So now they are saying, look, the law of the land demands that you show up here. I'm hopeful, hope floats eternal, that Amit Shah is actually trying to clean up cricket, I think. Again, it's very difficult to, see the thing until something comes after a couple of years of observing the matches to see that, oh, okay, looks like things are better now. But I'll have to hold my thoughts on it. But at least I think the match fixing hasn't become worse than what it used to be before. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.